What are your future plans? What are you writing these days?
All right, I have written one campus novel, which is I haven't written it completely yet. I have to revise it and fill it, end it up nicely. The ending still remains. It is called Love Me or Leave Me. This novel is set in two campuses. One is the Allahabad University, the great Allahabad University, which is one of the best universities that one can go to in this world. The atmosphere of this I've tried to capture in my novel. I hope that I have done it well enough. And the other campus is the campus of the Banaras Hindu University, the BHU IIT. I hope that both these campuses, will give some excitement to the younger lot of students and younger people. Because, I'm growing old and I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm growing old very fast, much before I should grow old. So I have to, write very fast whatever is in my mind. And I have to try and bring myself down to the level of younger people. And in writing for the younger people, I also start feeling younger. So that is one novel. Now the other one, which I am only planning out at this stage, is a great experiment in fiction. I'm trying to make this fiction as global as possible. I always tend to write multicultural fiction, and this is the age of, the global world. So I'm trying to make this novel very, very global. And how am I doing it? I'm co-authoring it with a Nigerian author. All right? Now this Nigerian author, I have never met and I will never meet. Although he's a very, very nice person. And you will be surprised, he's just 18 years old. What am I gaining in co-authoring a novel with a Nigerian author? The first thing is that I'm gaining in the marketplace. Nigerians will also be very interested, just as Indians will be, and then the world will be, because people from two countries have decided to come together. Now, what else am I gaining from this book? First of all, I have chosen an author who is very young. So the spirit of a young person will be in this novel. And the maturity of an elderly person like me will also be there. The wisdom, the maturity, the advice, things which tend to get on your nerves sometimes, those will also be there. But then there will be the excitement of youth. And together we are planning it. So some part will be written by him and some will be written by me. I'm not going to reveal the name of this novelist because we have decided collectively that we'll keep this a mystery till the day when it is finally about to be published, once it has been accepted for publication. What else are we gaining from this novel? We are going across cultures. We are going across continents. We are going across races. We are going across youth and age. So I think that this experiment in fiction is going to make some ripples. I hope so. You must. Now, the problem with this novel will be the voice, which I'm going to tell you about now. What is the voice of an author? It is a very difficult thing to answer. The voice is the author, himself or herself. What is innermost in an author is his voice or her voice. But it is very difficult for the author to find that voice. How does an author find his or her voice? by connecting the subconscious mind with the conscious mind. When the subconscious mind starts dictating to the conscious mind, then an author has found his or her voice. And there is a word for it, which is in inverted commas, throughness. You know, there is a passage created between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And there is an analogy which has been used for this. You know, just like a horse rider and the horse have a very good understanding between them. When the horse rider gets onto the horse understands what he has to do with a little action. You know, sometimes even that action is not needed. They are so well connected with each other that they go on moving in the right direction. The horse understands the man and the man understands the horse. There is a term for this. It is called dressage. What is dressage? Dressage means the understanding between a horse and his rider. Okay, so that is now just as the horse and the rider are linked so well together mentally, similarly, in the voice of an author, the subconscious and the conscious are linked very effectively. The greatest novels that have been written were those in which an author wrote from his voice or her voice. But not every great novel or novelist writes to the dictates of his or her voice. Let me tell you, there are some very successful novels in which the voice of the author has never figured. So today in the publishing world, when an author is interviewed by a good publisher, say in England or America, the first question they ask is, what kind of a voice do you have? And this is a very difficult question to answer. But voice basically means the inner you, the inner author. All right? That is the voice. So in this last novel about which I was talking, it will be very difficult for us to have a real voice, because whose voice is going to dominate over the other? Don't think if this person is just 18 years old, he won't dominate. He can, because he has a mind of his own. And he tells me where I am not doing the right thing. He also calls me dad sometimes. But he's a very sweet boy, because for me, he's like a little child. But when he tells me things, I'm set thinking. So then I have to, become a professor and tell him certain theoretical things. He's an engineer by profession. And, so he doesn't know enough of literature. That is where I have an upper hand, yes, edge.